Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys. So, guys, today I'm going to cook some tomatoes and red bell pepper stew. Okay, yeah. So this stew I can use it for different things, for rice, for yam, for plantain. So whichever thing that I want to eat with it, you guys. So yeah. So I said, let me show you guys. As you guys can see, at the first part, I just add my tomatoes into the pot, you guys. So that tin tomatoes is fresh, okay? It's fresh tomatoes, but in tin, okay? Yeah. So I just add that. So I also blend my red bell pepper and some onions. Okay. So I've add everything together, you guys. So I'm going to leave it for it to boil because I'm going to parboil the tomatoes, okay? I'm going to parboil it to remove some liquid from it. You guys know that fresh tomatoes usually have lot of water, right? Yeah, that is why I usually boil it first, okay? So after that, here are the proteins that I'm going to use, you guys. Here are some of the proteins that I'm going to use. These are some turkey wings, which I'm going to be cutting into two because the turkey wings are big, so I don't want that big size in my stew. That is why I'm going to cut it into two pieces, you guys. Yeah, you see, this is the size I want. Yeah, this is the size that I want. I just pieces it into two. So here I'm going to add some salt. Remember, you guys, I always clean my protein. Whichever protein that I'm using to cook, I always wash it with salt, okay? So here I'm going to sieve the tomatoes, you guys. After parboiling these tomatoes for like after parboiling the tomatoes for more than 20 minutes, I'm going to sieve it because there is still lots of water in it, okay? So I don't want my stew to be watery. I want my stew to be thick, okay? That is why I'm going to sieve the water, the excess water in it after boiling it for some time, okay? So you guys, this is the water. You see a lot of water that come out of it, you guys. After boiling it for more than 20 minutes, there is still a lot of water in it, you guys. Yeah, so I'm still going to sieve it. Okay, you guys. Do you guys see? Do you see the water that come out of it after boiling it for more than 20 minutes, you guys? You can see the water is still coming out, okay? So I don't want my stew to be too watering. That is why I'm sieving it. Yep, you guys. This is it. You can see water is still coming out like you guys. Yeah, so yeah, after doing that, I will set it aside. Here are my proteins that I'm going to cook. I'm going to add all the seasoning, all the ingredients in it. Yeah, you guys. So here I was adding, what was that? Oregano, right? This one is oregano. The one that I just add was rosemary, okay, you guys, dried rosemary. So here I'm going to add a little oregano. Okay, after oregano, I'm going to add some curry, to give it that beautiful, yummy aroma, you guys. So this is thyme, okay? So this is thyme. After adding rosemary, oregano, there's some curry. Now I'm going to add thyme. Okay, I'm going to add thyme. Here are the onions. Yeah, you can see that the protein is not that much. That is why I'm adding everything. That's why all the ingredient that I'm adding is not that much, okay? So I'm going to put in my seasoning, you guys. That is a turkey chicken jumbo, okay? Chicken jumbo seasoning, okay? Yeah, after that I'm going to stir it and cover it up for some minutes before I will add water to it so that all those ingredients will get into the turkey wings, you guys. All those spices that I just added to the pot. Okay, I'm still going to stir it. I want the seasoning to melt, you know. Yep, you guys. I'll still cover it up for some minutes, then add water. Yeah, like so. Okay. I just add some little water and cover that up to cook. Okay. Yeah. So after cooking it for some time, it is done and it is ready. You guys, these are the other proteins that I boil a night before the day I make this stew, because those cow legs, it is very hard. Those are the protein that are very hard to cook, the cow leg, the shaki. So I boil that a night before in the morning that I make the stew, okay? So because those protein are the toughest one, is very strong, you guys know. So I boil them a night before the morning I make this stew, okay? So, yeah, because the turkey is ready, turkey wings is ready. That is why I just add the other protein into the pot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all the turkey wings. I'm going to remove them, then cover the cow leg for it to cook a little bit. Okay. Yep. This is it. See, I'm going to remove all the turkey wings because turkey wings is already done. It's already done, so I will have to remove all of them. Then cover the cow leg and shaki up for it to boil a little bit. Okay. Yeah, these are the turkey wings. I'm going to set that aside. Then, yeah, you guys, here is the pot that I'm going to use for the cooking of the stew. Yeah, I just add onions into the oil. So I'm going to add this tomato paste into the pot. Okay, I'm going to add my tomato paste like so. After frying the onions for some time, now I'm going to add the tomato paste, you guys. Cooking of stew is step by step. I heard some people they first of all fried their fresh tomatoes before they add in tomatoes paste, right? There are people that cook their own stew that way, but for me, I first of all fried the tomatoes paste. Some tomatoes paste has this very strong taste, right? This very strong taste. So for you to remove that sour taste, it is a good idea for you to fry it very well. You fry it very well before you bring in your fresh tomatoes, as you guys can see. Okay. So as I'm frying this, I just add a little bit of curry. Okay. I just add. You guys saw me when I add something into the pot, right? So that was curry. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in the fresh tomatoes because this one is already well fried. It is very well fried. I'm going to bring in the fresh tomatoes. So guys, after sieving these tomatoes, do you see how it look? Very thick because there is no water in it anymore. So yeah, this is what I'm doing right here. Now I'm going to fry the fresh tomatoes with the tomato paste, okay? I'm going to fry it and fry it and fry it to remove that sour taste, that strong taste, okay? Yep. This is how I cook my stew. Stew have different ways of cooking it. Whichever way you cook your stew, as long as it is very yummy and tasty, so it is good, you guys. Everyone has their own way of cooking their food. This is also my own way. Then I said, let me show you guys. Maybe you will also be trying it out, right? Yeah, this is how I cook it. So you guys, I just add the meat stock. Okay, the stock that is from my protein. I just add it into the tomatoes. Okay, so I'm also going to add this oh my god, is that seasoning or spices? What should I call that? So you can use that for tomato stew. You can use it for jollof rice. It has this good taste and aroma. Guys, this is how the stew is going. You can see how thick, right? It is very thick, you guys. This is how I love my stew to be. So guys, I've also fried my turkey wings. So as you guys can see, I'm just adding it into it. I add the cow legs. What I did with the cow leg is that I removed the bones. I removed the bones from the cow leg, then yeah, cut it into a smaller size, just the way I want it to be. Then after removing the bones from the cow leg, then I cut it into the size that I want it to be. Okay, that is what I just did there. Yep, you guys. Like so, you guys. So, whenever one is cooking stew, the stew always make a mess, you guys. If you don't cover it up, your kitchen will be filled of tomatoes, you guys. You can see where your stew is boiling. If you don't cover it up, oof, you know. Yeah. So here is also the fish. I just add the fried fish to it, guys. At the end, this pot was so small.